During my career, I've seen many patients trying to quit smoking and doing the same 5 mistakes. The problem is that most of them were making the first mistake without even realizing they were making all others too. Welcome, I'm Dr. Mario and this is Beyond Smoker. Mistake number 1, the most common, is trying to rely on willpower. Yes, we have all heard that story of that person that wakes up in the morning and says, okay, that's all, I'm quitting now. And somehow they manage to quit smoking just with willpower. In reality, it's rarely like that. The person had usually trying to quit smoking for weeks and thinking about that for months. And then something finally clicked for him or her and he managed. Listen, willpower is not the solution. Willpower is like the emotions, and emotions are temporary. They come and go like a wave. One day you feel strong and motivated, and the other day you may have no motivation at all. You can feel stressed, angry, tired, you can have an argument, and the next thing you know, you are down the path again and you are smoking again. Listen, willpower and motivation will take you up to a point and then will drop you. One day you have them and the other day you are left alone. In fact, a recent study from a Polish researcher looked at smokers that have quit and focused on smokers who had relapsed. Do you know what the number one reason for failure was? You can guess it. It was insufficient willpower and motivation. It's very clear that willpower alone and cold turkey methods are not useful for quitting. What you really need is systems. Systems that will help you to change the habit itself. Mistake number 2, setting up yourself for failure. Have you ever heard someone say something like this?
I am trying to quit smoking!
I am trying to quit smoking, so I will be very angry for the next days. People often assume that quit smoking will make them miserable, so they prepare themselves for suffering. They are focusing on the pain that they expect to feel, and they end up feeling even more pain. And they don't focus on the benefit that they will gain some days ahead. I once had 2 kinds of patients trying to quit smoking, 2 different patients. One of them kept telling their family that the next few days will be a disaster because he was trying to quit smoking. On the other hand, the other one was excited. He kept telling everyone, okay, I'm quitting and this is the right time. I am finally going to quit. In the end, we managed to help both of them quit smoking. Guess who had the hardest time? Now, what I want you to do right now, if you are considering quitting or if you are actually trying in this moment, it's this. Be positive and deliberate about it. And if you happen to talk to someone about your attempt of quitting, say something along the lines of, I'm making my last attempt because this time I'm gonna succeed. Just by feeling this and saying this, you will increase dramatically your chances of successfully quitting. Mistake number 3, believing the just one myth. This is extremely common. Many scientific studies show that the just one myth brings many former smokers to smoke again. And I don't want this happening to you. Look, it's human nature. Usually it happens after a few days without cigarettes. We start feeling proud of ourselves. We start to loosen up a little because you feel strong, you feel confident, and you think, wow, I'm actually doing this. I have control over the cigarettes. Then you go to a party, you have a few drinks, there is a bunch of smokers' friends, and someone offers you a cigarette. And you think, okay, I've been very strong, now I can control cigarettes, why not? I can take a smoke. Have you ever seen that old episodes of Friends where Chandelier has quit smoking, smokes another cigarette?
Okay, no, give it to me.
No, I'm not giving you a cigarette.
It's fine. All right, now, don't think of it as a cigarette. Think of it as the thing that has been missing from your hand.
You miss it?
No, not so much. All right, now we smoke. Oh my God.
He smokes one cigarette and suddenly he becomes addicted again. That's exactly how relapse works. And sometimes it may even be more subtle. You may smoke just one cigarette and think that you have not relapsed, but some weeks after, if you have a very stressful moment, you will have again the cigarette in your hand. So you think it's just one, and then the cycle relapses again. It's exactly like when you're on a diet and someone brings a pack of chocolate or a pack of biscuits in front of you. You resist for a while. If you have the pack of biscuits in the house, you keep that there without opening, and one day you open the pack and you say, I will just eat one. But we all know how the story ends. Eventually you eat 2, 3, 5, the whole pack, and it's very similar with cigarettes. I want you to put in your mind that with cigarettes, there is not just one cigarette. It's either no cigarettes or all the cigarettes for the rest of your life. Mistake number 4 is try to quit by switching to electronic cigarettes. Many people say, I will quit smoking and I will switch to electronic cigarette because those are less harmful for my health. But first of all, we don't know what we don't know yet. Think about the 1950s. Back then, there were even doctors making advertising for cigarettes. Do you think they were crazy? Of course not. They simply didn't know that cigarettes were so harmful. That's because it took decades or even more of that to understand the implication between cigarettes and cancer and all the other disease. Now, think about the electronic cigarettes. They've only existed for about 10-15 years. Do you think we have the necessary information to judge if they're harmful or not for our health? In 2018, the American Lung Association reviewed more than 800 papers on electronic cigarettes, and they found many associations between electronic cigarettes and the lung disease, cancer and heart disease. But there is also another problem. Once I had a patient who tried to quit cigarettes by switching to electronic cigarettes. But instead of quitting, he ended up smoking both. He was smoking cigarettes, and when he was in the house, he was smoking electronic cigarettes. Later, he told me something very interesting. He said to me that he was never really able to quit while he was smoking electronic cigarette because he was so attached to the feeling of bringing something to his mouth. So it was in the habit of doing it. And moreover, there is a very powerful concept in personal growth, which is called burned both concept. The story comes from a general that arrived to a beach with his army. Once they landed, he ordered his soldiers to burn the boats, so they had no way to go back. They could only move forward. And that is exactly the same mindset you need when you are trying to quit smoking. If you want to quit, you have to quit completely. No patches, no gums, no electronic cigarettes. Because all of these substitutes will keep the emotion and the habit alive inside of you. Mistake number 5 is relying on hypnosis or acupuncture. Many people, when it's about smoking, are looking for a quick fix. They want something that they could do that will take the pain away from them. One pill that solves everything or a magic trick that will take the addiction away. And there are many people offering hypnosis or acupuncture for quit smoking. I am not telling you that you shouldn't try, but you should be very, very careful. In 2016, the journal Nature showed a very big review on acupuncture and hypnosis to quit smoking, and they found no scientific association between this practice and successfully quitters. They analyzed 22 different guidelines on smoking cessation, and none of them recommended acupuncture or hypnosis for quitting. Let me tell you a short story. My father is very stubborn and he has diabetes. For a long time, he refuses to take medications and refuses to go to the doctor's appointment or to treat himself. And actually, because of that, he was constantly in pain. Imagine how bad I felt, because I am a doctor and I was not able to help my father. Eventually, he had a very painful episode with kidney stones. And that episode finally scared him enough. And he started thinking about starting a treatment. And once he started to take the right medication, he got actually very better. Let me ask you something. What would you have said to my father in that situation? Of course, he should have gone to the doctor. You would say to him, go to see a doctor. Take your medications, because diabetes is a disease, and smoking, in a way, it's also a disease. It's an addiction. So if you're looking for help, don't go to Hypnosis, and make sure that you are looking for the right professional help. Someone who is either a psychotherapist or a doctor can really help you. You need someone who understands the science behind addiction, not someone selling some miracle solutions. Usually, if the solution doesn't imply any of your work, it's not the right solution. Okay, now I want to give you some good news. Science shows that even a brief advice on quit smoking like this video can actually double your chances of successfully quitting at your next attempt. So just by watching this and keeping with me until now, you are really increasing your chances. But researchers also show something different and something else. The more support a smoker gets during the quitting process, the higher his chances of successfully quitting. And this brings us to let me say, a bonus sixth mistake, which is very dangerous. Mistake number 6, trying to quit completely alone. Only 7.5% of smokers succeed to quitting if they try to do that alone. And within 12 months, unfortunately, 95% of them will relapse when trying to quit alone without any method. Think about quitting like crossing a river. Current is strong and the water is pushing you very hard. Now imagine crossing that river alone. You can definitely do it, but it would be very difficult and dangerous for you. And now imagine something totally different. Imagine that on the other side there are many people that have already become non-smokers and they start joining their arms together, making like a human chain. They are creating a human bridge, and step by step they are coming closer to you. They arrive to you and they help you crossing the river. And now even if the current is still strong and still pushes you, their strength is helping you to move forward. That's the deal. If you try to cross alone, the current is too strong, probably will try to push you back. But with help, you can definitely finally reach the other side of the river. If you're ready to take back your freedom and you're tired of feeling uncomfortable about smoking, embarrassed by the smell, and worried that if you try to quit you might just relapse again, we have created something for you. It's a simple step-by-step program that you can follow from home at your own pace. Over 27 days, you will receive short daily lessons and small actions designed to gradually change the way you see cigarettes. The program guides you through the entire process. But what really makes this program different is something we discovered after years of studying smoking addiction and looking at why so many quit attempts fail. Here is the secret. You don't have to force yourself to stop smoking right away. In fact, during the program you can continue smoking. And as the days go by, something interesting starts to happen. Your perception of cigarettes begins to change, and the decision to stop starts to feel natural. Here's what some people who went through the program say. I was scared that if I quit, I would gain weight or become irritable. None of that happened. After a few weeks, I realized I simply didn't want cigarettes anymore. Or look, this other patient. Honestly, I was skeptical. I had tried everything before and I thought this wouldn't work for me either. But at some point, something just clicked in my mind. And I haven't smoked for 6 months and I feel better than ever. You might be wondering, what if this program doesn't work for me? Well, in that scenario, we will give you 30-day money-back guarantee. Just send us a simple email and you will receive a full refund. You can choose either a 27 days program to quit smoking or join our academy, where we continue working together so you don't just quit, you stay a happy non-smoker forever. This is Dr. Mario and I will see you inside.